Hey guys, Jared here. The team and I just got back from seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and we were all pretty pleased. Now, is this a deeply profound movie? Probably not. But is it a really fun movie? Definitely. It has awesome action sequences, enough jokes to make it possibly the funniest Marvel film yet, and most importantly, a major plot point replicating a classic Law & Order episode. But more on that later. Today we're going to give you a brief discussion and analysis of some of the smarter stuff going on in the film. Now, we may do a Wisecrack edition or Earthling Cinema down the line, but for those of you who just can't wait, this is for you. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, warning, spoilers ahead. Guardians follows the gang as they stumble upon Peter's dad, Ego, who at first seems like the father figure Peter always wanted. However, Ego doesn't want to take Peter on a father-son fishing trip. He wants to take over the galaxy, causing Peter to kill him. Guardians Volume 2's plot falls into the classic trope of superhero origin stories, and more specifically, focuses on the variety of daddy issues shared by the main cast. We have Peter reconnecting with his long-lost dad Ego, Gamora and Nebula complaining about their abusive father Thanos, Yondu and Rocket's unlikely bond, and of course the gang's parenting of their collective child, Baby Groot. In the film, we see this gang of literal bastards work through their daddy issues as they solidify their roles in their non-biological family. While this might seem like a tired superhero trope, as Batman, Superman, Luke Skywalker, and a host of others that are motivated by daddy issues will tell you,
oh really, you two knew each other? He never mentioned that.
It seems like there might be something more interesting going on here than just the same tropes in a new spacesuit. But to get there, we first need to take a short detour to Law & Order. There's an episode from 2012, aptly titled Bang, starring everyone's favorite uncle and Greek yogurt spokesman, John Stamos. In the episode, Stamos' character gets busted for poking holes in condoms to ensure he can impregnate as many women as possible. He gets up to 20 before getting arrested. If Law & Order gave us Bang, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 gives us the Big Bang. Peter's dad Ego is basically a cosmic pickup artist who has been literally planting his seeds in planets around the universe so that eventually his cosmic energy would be the only thing left. Though he tries to couch this in a way that makes abandoning Peter and killing his mother seem reasonable. He even goes so far as to use the lyrics of the song Brandy to justify being a deadbeat dad bent on cosmic dominance, which is a bit like using the lyrics of Jimmy Buffett's Son of a Sailor to justify going to nuclear war with Russia. While it might seem like Ego is just another cosmic asshole representing the worst of the narcissistic male archetype, a brief detour through Freud might help us understand what's motivating his Stamos-esque dissemination of his all-powerful seed. Now, in the Freudian model, the ego is always balanced out by the superego, which can be a literal father, religion, or just a general system of ethics. But since Ego is a god and without limits, there's nothing stopping him from propagating the entire planet, or to be biblical about it, being fruitful and multiplying on an intergalactic scale. In this way, Ego ends up acting a lot more like the Freudian id, which is where our instinctual and sexual desires reside. Following this, the film can be seen as asking, what if God himself was just an insane narcissist trying to make the entire world in his own image through sex with planets? Even though Peter has to kill his dad in a classic act of patricide, soundtracked by Fleetwood Mac, he ends up realizing he's had a daddy all along in Yondu, who then immediately sacrifices his life for Peter. So in one day, this guy loses his father and his daddy. Brutal. And speaking of children killing their dads, Gamora's badass cyborg sister Nebula is on a mission to do just that to their dad Thanos. If the name sounds familiar, it's likely because it's a misspelled version of the Greek god Thanatos, whose name is often equated with the Freudian death drive as explored in his book Civilization and Its Discontents. Nebula's desire for patricide, or the killing of a father, is the product of Thanos' literal destruction of her organic body, as he turned her into a cyborg piece by piece. And of course, for Freud, the childhood need for the father's protection is one of the strongest needs shaping the human psyche, so Nebula being a murderous maniac is a little more understandable. While we get to see the death of the ego in Guardians Volume 2, we'll have to see if Volume 3 can manage to defeat the death drive itself in the guise of Thanos. But until then, we'll just have to awe at Vin Diesel's revolutionary performance as Baby Groot. Thanks for watching, guys. This is a new format for us, so if you want us to do more of these quick takes, let us know. Peace.